and I'm one of the third grade teachers. And I wanted to start tonight kind of following up on what Ms. Watson was talking about. Can y'all turn? Ms. Watson was talking to you about the Common Core State Standards a little while ago. And I want to explain a little bit about how we as a third grade team are working with Ms. Watson to decide what your children need to know in language arts this year. We are looking at groups of standards. We right now are doing a unit on traditional literature. I hope your children have been talking to you about the fairy tales and folk tales and tall tales and fables and things we've been reading. So we started out pulling out this standard about these things they needed to know. Then we looked at, all right, which other ones of the language arts standards would go along with that. So these are the 5 that we've been working on for the last 3 weeks or so, about another week to go. Looking at these things with the fables and the folk tales, points of view, putting illustrations that match the text, and being able to answer questions and demonstrate understanding from the text. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a little while. So Ms. Bullis is going to show you a little bit of how we actually do this in the classroom. We've got this for you and your child to work on together.
So I'm going to do the one story with you, how we do it in the classroom. We've been working on this a little bit already. And this is, it's like a storyboard. We're going to be drawing an illustration to go along with our story, write a caption for our illustration, come up with the main idea for the story, and then we're going to talk about the point of view of another animal, because in our story is an animal. So I'm going to read this story to you. They are actually passing this story out also, so if you want to follow along, you may. And we always encourage the kids to follow along if we can give them the text, because you're actually storing words in a different part of your brain when you follow along when another person reads out loud to you. Rikki Tikki Tavi. A mongoose is a small animal that attacks snakes. In this story, Rikki Tikki Tavi is a mongoose, and Nag, the cobra, is a poisonous snake. Nag has crawled into the house and is planning to kill the people who live there. Nag, the big cobra, was coiled up asleep in the bedroom. Rikki Tikki Tavi was very frightened and tingled all over with rage. He wondered which would be the best place for a good hold. He looked at the thickness of the neck below the hood, but that was too much for him, and a bite near the thin tail would only make Nag savage. I will have to bite him by the head, Rikki said at last. The head above the hood. And once I am there, I must not let go. Then Rikki jumped up on the cobra. Nag's head was lying a little clear of the earthenware jar under the curve of it. As he bit into Nag, Rikki braced his back against the bulge of the jar and tried to hold down the snake, but he could not keep him there for more than a second. Then he was battered to and fro as a rat is shaken by a dog, to and fro on the floor, up and down and around in great circles. Rikki held on as the snake whipped around over the floor, banging against the side of the bathtub, upsetting the soap dish and the brushes. As he held on, he closed his jaw tighter and tighter. He was dizzy, aching, and felt shaken to pieces. We talk of how people are feeling. How is the snake feeling? How is Rikki feeling? And we talk about how things feel. To be frightened, to be scared, to be happy, to be sad. So here, I had to draw a picture. So I drew a picture of the mongoose and the snake. What is happening in the story? You write a sentence that says, what's happening? What is happening? The snake has captured, or the mongoose has captured the snake? Or the mongoose is protecting his family by capturing the snake, because they gave us the background that he's protecting his family, right? Okay, so what do you think we should type here?
The children can see. So
Yep, here's the picture. What's going on in the picture? It's okay. What's going on in the picture?
What's going on?
Okay, he's not eating it though. What's the better word? He's not eating it. He's captured it, right? Okay, because he's not going to eat it. It's poisonous, right? So the mongoose has captured the snake.
This mom.
You could even add the mongoose has captured the snake to protect his family, because that's what the beginning part says. That he was trying to save the family, right? Okay. Main idea. What is the story about? If you had to say one or two sentences, what is the whole story about?
The whole story is about the man who's protecting his family.
The mongoose protecting his family? Okay, the mongoose protecting his family is the main idea for the whole story. Okay? And the other animal's point of view. Okay, now I say to the kids, I say, now you're the snake. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? What's going through your head right now? Well, if something's got a hold of you, what are you going to be thinking?
OMG.
How am I going to get away?
OMG.
I hope I can get away. Yeah, it's another point of view. There's always another point of view. So here, the snake isn't thinking what the mongoose is. The snake's probably thinking, how am I going to get away because I'm going to get the family, right? Where the mongoose is thinking the other side of it. I'm going to protect my family. So what should we put here? What's his point of view? What would you say? Anybody, child or adult? What do you want us to put there?
Okay, the mongoose protecting the family. So the snake, the mongoose is
He's scared. He's scared. He's not going to get away.
The snake was scared.
He's scared of the mongoose.
He's scared of the mom.
He's afraid he's going to be killed.
Yes.
All right? Any one of those. Because all those thoughts got to be going through his head because he's trying to get away, right? How am I going to get this guy off me? Right? They're shaking back and forth. Okay? The whole idea is to get the kids thinking outside of the text. Instead of what is exactly in there word for word, they also have to think beyond the text. They have to think deeper. What were the clues in the stories that let me realize this? Now you're going to do one just like this with your child. This one is Jack and the Beanstalk. I'm going to go ahead and read this to you, and then you guys can work through it together with your child, and we'll come around if you have questions or anything to talk with us about it. And then we'll be drawing for your whole thing. Jack and the Beanstalk. Jack seized the golden harp that had belonged to his father and ran away with it. But as he raced towards the castle doorway, the harp called out, "Master! Master!" The giant woke up. With a deafening roar, he sprang from his seat and in 2 strides had reached the door. But Jack was very nimble, and he fled like lightning with the harp. The furious giant tore after him so fast that he nearly touched poor Jack. He stretched out his enormous hand to catch him, but luckily, just at that moment, the giant stepped on a loose stone, stumbled, and fell flat on the ground. This accident gave Jack enough time to grasp the beanstalk and scramble down it. But when he reached his own garden, he saw the giant descending after him. "Mother! Mother!" demanded Jack. "Make haste and give me the hatchet!" His mother ran to him with the hatchet in her hand, and with one tremendous blow, Jack cut through all the beanstalk except one. "Now, Mother, stand away, out of the way," said he. Just as the giant took hold of the last branch of the beanstalk, Jack cut through the stem. Down came the giant with a terrible crash. Okay? What picture are you going to draw? What did you visualize? Mine's not pretty, so it doesn't have to be pretty. You just need to know what it is. And then what caption, what is going on in your picture? What's the main idea of the whole story? And the other animal's point of view, or the giant's point of view, or the harp's point of view, or the mother's point of view.
Disrespectful. Y'all very disrespectful. Y'all been really disrespectful. And I'm not feeling it. I said go sit down on the bean back and come sit right here in this chair. You see Stephanie? You want to go get it? Well, what are we supposed to write like?
They're going to give us they said they're going to give us
What did you see in your notes? What's the third thing that pops in your head?
Una parte de una unos zapatos, una curiosidad. Al final apareció un gigante con palabras. Ya no discutiste aquí, un zapato grande.
No, I drew it, but he told me what to do. I'm like,
I don't got no patience. I don't got no patience.
Oh, you want your own?
La parte del pie.
The beans that should be on
No,
the
that's the Ricky Ticky Tabby.
Yeah, it's my other bag.
Oh, no wonder. Okay.
well, it depends on what you're
Okay, Jack C.
I drew it.
Okay, Jack C is the hawk.
La pierna viene aquí y de un zapato bien grande.
How you doing? You want to run? We will get a pencil.
Okay, go sit right here.
There you go. Now you got to share it
Now come on, sit right
There
here.
you go.
Okay.
So what picture are you guys putting in there? You've done a couple of these already, haven't
Yeah,
you?
he did this one. I did the rest time. He did the picture.
The picture looks way better than mine.
Okay, well, you did good. You did good. Okay, let's do our picture. What we gonna do, Jack? It said Jack seized the golden hawk that had belonged to his father and ran away with it. I want to do Jack and his hawk.
The giant.
Where are you showing? Oh, you gotta make sure they know what's going on. They're gonna do the hawk too. Checking the hawk. But it's about the hawk, baby. So I can do the rest of it. Because you know what you do.
The main idea is with the whole story.
Okay, look.
I don't have any colors, sweetie. I only have a pencil.
You got the heart.
Oh, what's in your picture? Okay, tell me this. What's your picture about? If you had to just explain it to me. There you go. Jack. So that's the caption. Jack is running away with the heart.
Oh, I get the
The caption is what is in the picture. Yep.
That's what you do. Jack is running away. Okay, so what's the main idea? Jack is running away with the heart. He running away with the heart from the master. Running away with the heart. From the giant.
La recuperó. Bueno, se recuperó
Both of them.
la historia cuenta cómo lo recuperó.
Jack is running away with the heart. Wait. Jack is running away with the heart from the giant. Oh, so this the giant point. So all this is about Jack, and this is the point of view about the giant.
Puede hacer el point of view del gigante.
J and good. There's two different ways.
All we gotta do is study for your television. Well, that's what they do. Last couple weeks, they test by using
The giant was sad because they cut down the beanstalk and The giant was sad because they got to cut down the beanstalk.
How you doing up here?
And he put in So it's okay for me to put the giant injector just for you.
One of you, you can send her the heart.
Even though they help them, but I mean, they get to do some done.
All about that.
Check over it, get it, whatever, and then study. I had to get on him and now he's out where he does just about everything. They get almost an hour to do it. They start at 4 o'clock. Yeah, well, everybody has to work. Test on Friday.
I said, that's okay, you should stay home. I went to go pick her up from Johnny.
You'll get on spending.
Then I went to go, she called me right there by St.
Different words, they're kind of the same. A-wise and E-wise, they're kind of the same. Tuesdays. We got it.
Bien bonito y tenerlo ahí.
I tell you what I do. I'm going to send him highlights. You got to watch it.
I got mine. I'm ready.
I think it's probably about time. Yeah, because
I'm ready. The sun is not here. The sun is below here. That means it's above. Wherever it is way here.
Look, Mom, we can do it.
That's why you gotta be good. The sun is high, but it's way here. It's above. the test now? Oh, not yet. Probably in school. She's all raising my hand. Okay, I got a question on this to make sure I did it right. Okay, this is the point of view of the giant. So the giant was sad because Jack cut down the beanstalk and then the giant couldn't get Jack. So it was okay for me to put him. Okay.
All right, if you hear me now, clap your hands once. If you hear me now, twice. Good job. That's kind of the way I do things in class when everybody's talking. Okay, testing. This graphic organizer that y'all were just working with is just one way that they can practice in the classroom to get ready for testing. Something that can be done at home. You know, every year we have parents that come in during parent conferences and they say, okay, what can we do? You know, all of this is new. What can we do? What's different? How can I help my child at home? I know I had to go speak to my high school student's Spanish teacher and ask him, what can I do to help her at home? And he offered me a lot of really good ideas and websites to work on at home with her. So, what can you do to help your children? If you look at this comprehension conversation sheet, when you're reading with your children, and you can go either on the fiction or the non-fiction. Let's look at the fiction, since that seems to be what we're reading tonight. Here are some questions that are your basic questions within the text, okay? These are the things that we used to ask the kids, things that were probably asked to you when you were younger in school. What's the problem in the story? How did they solve it? Talk about it. What were the important points? And summarize it. Basically, y'all remember? Okay, what was the story about? Tell me what happened first, tell me what happened second, tell me what happened last. We can do that, okay? It gets a little bit more challenging now with Common Core. They've got to really, really think more beyond the text. So, here are some questions that you can ask. Tell some ways that Jack and the giant were alike or different. So you're really thinking more about the characters. How did Jack feel? Why? How did the giant change? Why? How was blank like blank? Okay, just going through. Those are some beyond the questions. Beyond questions. Then you can go a step further and think about the text. Do you think this is a good title? Why or why not? Jack and the Beanstalk. Is that a good title? Okay? Would it have made any sense for it to be called Ricky Tiki Tavi if it's about Jack and the Beanstalk? No, so it gets them thinking. What did Jack learn? Why do you think the writer said this? How did the writer help you know? Show a place in the story that helps you know that. Okay, this is very important, and I know Miss Gillis and I, we both talk about this all the time. Show evidence in the text. Show me where you found that. Okay? Show me in the story. How do you know for sure? If you're telling me that this character's feeling like this, how do you know? My kids, I have highlighters. Okay? If you don't have a highlighter at home, a pencil. Go back and find it. Because folks, when they're taking the test at the end of the year, it's not let's read it, turn the page, answer the questions. It's let's read it, look at the questions, let's go back and find it. So even if your child is struggling with reading, if they can find that evidence in the text, then more than likely they're going to get that question. Because I'm guilty, and some of you probably the same way. If I'm reading something for information, I don't read it from start to finish a lot of times. I'll flip through, find what I need, answer it, okay? So, you know, that's basically what we're teaching your children is really how to use that text, find the evidence for what they need to answer these questions, and really think about the text. Just don't tell me beginning, middle, and end. So, during your conferences, since y'all are already ahead of the game,
When you come to the conference and you're talking with your teacher's probably going to ask you, are you using these questions? If your child is struggling, are you using these questions? Really make them think about what they're reading. Okay? Yes.
So you saying like this? I do Quentin. I guess I'm doing it the way the teachers showed me when I was younger.
Right.
So I teach him. I tell him to read the whole story first and then pick out. So don't. That's not good for him to
No,
do
no,
it
no, no.
like that?
You don't have to read the whole story. No, 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 no. You're fine. A lot of times, folks, if you've got a child that's struggling at home, first of all, you got to make sure that they're reading a story that they're comfortable with. Because kids love to impress teachers and they love to impress mamas and daddies. So they're going to come over here and they're going to get the thickest book they can find and they're going to bring it home and say, Mama, we're going to read this book tonight, right? Donkeys. Okay? All right. So, the first thing you want to do is make sure they're reading a just right book. We work on that to death in class, trying to get them to read the right thing. If they do bring something home that is difficult, what I suggest, what I do with my kids is we might read a paragraph. It doesn't, we suggest 20 minutes, but if you can really get some good questioning and good thinking in that paragraph, you've got your kids thinking and they're reading.
I'm talking about like the homework when they come with the homework and then they have like a little.
You talking about the reading selection?
Like they have a selection on front.
Let me tell you about the reading selection. I think all four of us do it. Okay, so I'm going to speak. Okay, we read it every day in class, from beginning to the end. I do every